Hello everyone. This is a continuation of the Mel Cardinal colored pencil drawing that I'm working on. What I want to kind of bring you up to date on here is how far I've gotten and some of the things I've done. And I've got my array of colored pencils. Whenever I start a drawing, whatever pencil I have used on that particular drawing, I leave it out on my table until the drawing is completely done. That way, if I need to go back and touch it up with a little color of a particular kind or something, then I know what color I have used. I have used the Caput Mortem 158, 169 on the back to first fill in the light color that we put down. And then I went back in with a little bit of white. Then to bring out a little bit more of the individual feathers, it's the Caput Mortem Violet 263. And what I did on that is I simply just did some little strokes to kind of show the individual way the feathers are going on that. You don't have to just put in a ton, but just put in enough that it gives you the feeling that, yes, this is an actual feather that's coming out over everything else. I went back in with my original Pale Geranium Lake, that's number 121, and made some of these wing colors a lot darker. Now these wing colors need to be quite a bit darker, and I may have to use a little bit deeper red, the Deep Scarlet Red 219, to go in over those. But what I've done in the meantime is, I think you can see where I've made some little circles, because this bird is standing out in the rain, and so these are raindrops that have fallen on his back. So I've just kind of laid those in. It's much easier to leave the white paper white than to go back over it with a white, in colored pencils anyway. In pastels, that's a whole different thing. You can put white on top of anything in pastels, but colored pencils, it's not as easy. So I will go back in and just kind of keep layering this red up to really get it that deep red color. And I just want to show you a little bit. So this is something that you can do if you are working on this particular bird, that I can show you the different steps I've taken, and then you can do this on your own time, then watch another video and catch up. Another thing I did was I took the Coal Gray 1 and kind of went over his beak a little bit on the top and the bottom. There's a little bit of light showing there, so I may have to use a little bit of white on top of that to show that. Another thing that I did was on his beak, this was considerably darker. It's kind of in the shadows, and where his little black feathers are coming across there, there's more shadows. So I'm filling in with Red Violet 194. If you ever want to make something lighter, if you put the darker in around it, that will help make the existing part lighter. Anyway, I want to add just a little bit of color. I'm not pressing my pencil down hard on that. I'm actually just kind of doing a little glazing is really what I'm doing. So after that, if I feel like that needs to be blended a little bit more, I will take my stump and I will blend those colors kind of in there so it doesn't look like they're not too outstanding anyway. Okay, so you can go on in and fill in the rest of those with your dark red and bring those kind of up to where I am. I want to show you the colors that I'm going to use next for the Cardinal's legs. So if you look at the picture, you look and see what colors you see in a picture. I'm seeing a pale pink. I'm seeing a light mauve, maybe a little tiny bit of a purplish color, although it won't be very dark. So I have chosen these 4 pencils. A beige red, trying to see this here, 132. I'm going to use the Coral 131, the Venetian Red 190, and the Burnt Carmine 193. So what I want to do is I want to start with my lightest color first, and I'm also going to take my eraser and I'm going to kind of erase a little bit of the heavier lines there. I can still see where I need to go, but I'm going to just gently kind of erase a little bit. So I'm going to take my lightest one here, and I'm just going to kind of make an outline first. And the lightest color is on the outside of the leg, so you're putting the color down where it needs to go. This, of course, won't be the only layer of color. I will add my other additional colors on top of that, but just go ahead and make your outline. You need a really sharp pencil for this. The small details, it's got to be really sharp. And I have this Curate color that sharpens fairly well. I think I might need a new actual razor inside of it. So it does fairly good, but when I really want it absolutely razor sharp, I use this small razor that I found that it works really good. When you put your pencil in there, it goes clear to the very end, and that's going to really give you a sharp edge. I am trying to show all of the supplies, all of the techniques that I know to help you, and that's my goal here, is to help other people learn this this form of art. I've been doing this now several years, and I really enjoy it. It's you can make a lot of beautiful animal portraits with colored pencil. So I've kind of got my outline there. I may go ahead and the very bottom of his foot right there is pretty light too, so I'll go ahead, fill that in. Top of that nail is pretty light. Okay, now let's take my Venetian Red 190 and see. Let's try that out. I also always keep my piece of scratch paper here so that I can see what color something is going to go down, and I think that will work pretty good. So let's try it. Yes, I think that looks really quite nice together. Now, up on his upper leg, there might be a little bit of a feather, or maybe the shadow of the feather, I don't know. But I'll go back to my pale geranium lake, and I will kind of bring that down. Since we're working on his leg, I'm going to go ahead and complete this. I don't want to get it too dark at first. I can always come back and darken it up. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and use this color and go ahead and try to lay in those lines of his foot. You really want to try to be as exact as you possibly can on the shape of the feet. They're a little tricky to do, but let's try to follow along with what they look like and where the darker colors are. When you see bands in the foot going a certain way, always follow that pattern. If you do anything different, it's not going to look realistic. Now, I'm going to take my stump that I just used. On this side I have a touch of red there, but I'm going to turn it over so I won't pick up that red. And I'm going to try to press that color down into the paper. At the same time, I'm going to be blending that lighter pink with that Venetian red. Going to go ahead and come down here, and I'm going to go in the direction that we just made those marks. Okay, this is the burnt carmine, and I'm going to see if I can't make those nails that color because they are a little bit darker. There again, my pencil is really sharp. You've got to have a sharp pencil. These bands in here are a little bit darker on this side, so I'm going to apply more color in there. There's the other nail. Just look and see what you see as far as colors and try to follow that. Now, a single color can only take you so far. There's lots of blending that you have to do to achieve a certain look. And that takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of practice to kind of figure that one out. But these are fairly forgiving. Sometimes even when you make a mistake, you can go back in with another color and go over it. So just draw what you see. I'm going to take that stump again and I'm going to blend those colors a little bit that I've added. You have to have a very small stump in order to do this, otherwise you're going to push it out into areas on the paper that you don't want it to go. Now, I'm going to take my coal gray 1. This is the best color to help add on top, to help to press down the colors, but also to lay in just enough that it really blends well with a lot of different things. So I'm going to go over this a little bit with this coal gray 1. Okay, I think we've got the foot. I think that looks pretty good. I might add just a touch of a light on here just to bring out that the reflection there that's shining on that, but I think that's good. So in the meantime, why don't you work on yours, get your feet laid in, and I'm going to go in and make these reds a deeper, darker color. And then when I come back, we'll start on his tail feathers. Thank you. Thank you for watching.